Was amazing. I grew up on Richard Pryor. You can't even go back and talk about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate.
Careful around here, you know, you get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened.
Tim Allen just dropped a truth bomb on Hollywood, and the woke mob is losing it. The star of Home Improvement and Last Man Standing isn't holding back anymore. Why is everyone so worked up? Allen called out the thought police in Tinseltown, and now they're scrambling to shut him down. But he's not backing down. This is the showdown we've all been waiting for. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember Last Man Standing? Tim Allen's show was crushing it for years. Solid ratings, loyal fans. It had everything going for it. Then boom, ABC pulls the plug out of nowhere. What gives? ABC tried to play it cool, saying it was just a business decision. But come on, we're not buying that. The show was doing great. Something else had to be going on. Here's the thing about Last Man Standing, and it wasn't afraid to ruffle some feathers. Allen's character, Mike Baxter, was a conservative guy who didn't hold back his opinions. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's pretty much Tim Allen being Tim Allen, and that didn't sit well with some folks in Hollywood. The show took jabs at liberal politics, political correctness, you name it. It was like a breath of fresh air for viewers tired of the same old Hollywood stuff. But for others, it was too much. They couldn't handle a show that didn't follow their playbook. Industry insiders were split. Some said ABC was trying to silence a conservative voice. Others defended the network, saying it was just about money. But fans, they weren't having any of it. They saw right through the excuses. So what was really going on? Was ABC trying to shut down a show that didn't fit their agenda? Or was it really just about the bottom line? Well, here's where it gets good. Fox swooped in and picked up Last Man Standing. They saw the potential that ABC ignored, or maybe didn't want to see. It was a big middle finger to Hollywood norms.
Let's talk about Last Man Standing. Congrats on this.
No, thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Fox wasn't afraid to give a platform to a show that didn't toe the line. So you'd think playing Santa would be a safe bet, right? Well, not for Tim Allen. His return to Disney Plus as jolly old Saint Nick stirred up a blizzard of controversy, and it all started with two words you'd never expect to cause trouble. Allen's back in the Santa Clauses, a new show that seemed harmless enough. I mean, it's Santa Claus, for crying out loud. How could anyone get mad at Santa? Well, buckle up, folks, because this is where things get crazy. In the show, Allen's Santa drops a little joke. He says, "Merry Christmas to all." Oh wait, I forgot that saying Merry Christmas is suddenly problematic. Boom.
We have everyone on. What? We're off the air. We all thought we were at the top of their game at ABC. Who knows how networks work? I don't know, but it was dropped.
Just like that, Twitter exploded. You'd think he'd insulted someone's grandma or something. People lost their minds over this. Scott Weinberg, some podcaster guy, went nuts. He tweeted about it, and suddenly everyone and their dog had an opinion. It was like watching a snowball turn into an avalanche. But here's the thing, not everyone was mad. Some folks thought it was hilarious. They were cheering Allen on, saying it's about time someone stood up to the PC police. Others, they were calling for Allen's head on a platter. One person even said Tim Santa must be a MAGA supporter over a Christmas joke. Can you believe it? So now everyone's wondering, what's Disney gonna do? Are they gonna cave to the Twitter mob? Are they gonna throw Tim Allen under the bus? Nope. Disney stood their ground. They backed Allen up, basically telling the Outrage Brigade to take a hike. It's like they remembered that not every joke needs an apology tour. Remember when comedy was all about pushing boundaries? Tim Allen does. He came up in an era of legends like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce.
It was amazing. I grew up on Richard Pryor. You can't even go back and talk about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate.
But now, it's like walking through a minefield blindfolded. How's a guy supposed to be funny when every word could get him canceled? Allen's not pulling any punches when it comes to political correctness in comedy. He's saying what we're all thinking. It's killing the laughs. And he's got a point. Think about it. How many times have you heard a joke and thought, man, you can't say that anymore?
I still get people, well, just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but they take it out of context and put it on Twitter or put it on Facebook.
Tim's been doing this for years, and he's seen the change firsthand. He's got a whole list of jokes he can't use anymore. It's crazy. He says, "I've had to tweak my own material, adjusting my jokes so that they won't get me canceled by today's ultra-sensitive standards." Can you imagine? A comedian having to censor himself because people might get offended. But here's the thing, Allen's not backing down. He's taking a stand against what he calls the thought police in Hollywood. He's saying, "I do not like it, but when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words."
In big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to explain his jokes, but he's also not going to stop telling them. You gotta admire the guy's guts. He's facing down an entire industry that's ready to pounce on any misstep. Allen's even said, "It's gotten to the point where literally there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead." That's some serious backbone right there. But how does a comedian navigate this new world? Allen's got a strategy. He's explaining his intent, but he's not backing down. He's showing that you can still be funny without selling out. It's like he's saying, "Yeah, I might offend you, but at least you'll know why I said it."
Saying a word, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of unbelievable.
Allen's even poking fun at how sensitive everyone's gotten. He jokes, "I'm surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words that really got from my parents." It's like we can't even use the language our parents taught us anymore without someone getting upset.
Point where literally there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, F it, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead.
Tim Allen's not just standing his ground in Hollywood, he's thriving. In a town where careers can end with one wrong tweet, how's this outspoken conservative still getting work? Let's break down why Tim Allen might just be Hollywood's worst nightmare. Allen's not shy about his politics. He's the guy who speaks his mind in a place where everyone's supposed to think the same. And boy, does it get under Hollywood's skin. They've tried to shut him up, but guess what? It ain't working. Remember when Allen compared being a conservative in Hollywood to living in 1930s Germany? Yeah, that happened. People lost their minds. They were calling for his head on a platter.
Careful around here, you get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened.
But Allen, he didn't back down. He stuck to his guns. So how's he still around? How come he's not flipping burgers instead of starring in shows? It's simple. Allen's got something Hollywood can't touch: a loyal fan base. These folks don't care what the Twitter mob says. They love Allen because he says what they're thinking. And that's what makes Tim Allen uncancelable. He's not playing by Hollywood's rules. He's not apologizing for every little thing. When the industry tries to push him out, his fans push back even harder. But it's not just about having fans. Allen's got backbone. He's not afraid to lose it all. He once said he'd rather face backlash than compromise his integrity. That's not just talk, that's walking the walk.
To it.
Yeah.
It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway.
And here's the kicker. Allen's success is proving there's an audience for voices outside the Hollywood bubble. Every time he lands a new gig, it's like a big middle finger to the industry that wants him gone. So yeah, Tim Allen's still here. He's still making people laugh, and he's still driving Hollywood crazy. Because in a world of yes men and apology tours, Tim Allen's showing that you can stand your ground and come out on top. And for an industry that loves control, that's their worst nightmare come to life. Tim Allen's not going anywhere, and that's got Hollywood sweating. He's like a thorn in their side that just won't quit. Every time they try to push him out, he comes back stronger. It's pretty clear there's a big audience out there hungry for voices that don't fit the usual Hollywood mold. So what's next for Tim Allen? Who knows? But you can bet it won't be anything woke. He's gonna keep doing his thing, speaking his mind, and probably ticking off a bunch of people along the way. But that's just Tim being Tim. And here's the thing, Allen's success isn't just about him. It's showing that there's room for different opinions in entertainment. It's like he's opening doors for others who've been afraid to speak up. Hollywood might not like it, but they can't ignore it anymore.